This is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go Inside the Cave.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome Inside the Cave this morning. Jeff Bowman along with Pat Hayes. I thought I lost you for a minute, Pat.
Yeah, I had to do some work here and repair something.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm looking over to...
I forgot to do it when I was at home. So
make sure I hit the recording, and I'm like, hey...
Where'd he go?
He's gone over here.
Hey, good morning.
That's right. Inside the Cave this morning. Jeff Bowman, Pat Hayes on a busy Friday morning.
Oh, my gosh. We got so much to talk about.
A couple interviews today at 7:25. We're going to be talking with Mike Duffy, the athletic director at Adrian College. As little news from Adrian College and the MIAA yesterday. Mm-hmm. So that'll be very important to talk to him. And then at 8:25, we're going to have Blake Holbein from the Holbein Wiffle Ball League. We talked to Blake earlier in the year about the
that was fun.
Season that's going on with them, and they're having their finals, the championships, this weekend on Sunday night at 5 o'clock. We'll be live on the air.
And we'll be the only place you'll be able to hear it.
That's right. Exclusive coverage of the HWBL.
I don't know if they even get any print coverage, do they?
No. They have their own social media presence.
Oh, okay.
Other than
well, that's
that,
probably better than the newspaper.
So
anyway.
we got us that we'll be out there covering myself and Livy Miller, who you heard last Friday morning with us. She's going to do the color commentary with me.
I'm going to break into broadcasting.
She's
now.
part of the league. You know, she's going to state.
Great.
They got broadcasting stuff up there, so maybe she might change her career. Remember, she said speech pathology is what she wanted to do. Who knows?
Well,
she might be.
This is part of speech pathology.
Yeah, exactly.
She'll probably tell you how to speak a little better.
Probably will. That's for darn sure. But here we go.
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
Getting started quickly this morning because we got so much to talk about. Again, the Michigan International Athletic Association, or Intercollegiate. Let's start that again. The Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association.
MIAA.
That's right. Has postponed the conference's fall sports schedule due to the coronavirus pandemic. Adrian College Athletics has started developing independent schedules against other colleges for their fishing, bowling, competitive cheer, cross-country, equestrian, football, golf, tennis, rowing, soccer, and volleyball. The school sent a release statement that athletic director Michael Duffy is working to find interested colleges. And again, we'll be talking to him about that in a little bit. One thing that Adrian said, it will follow NCAA recommendations from the resocializing of collegiate sport, developing standards for practice and competition document. Albion, Alma, and Kalamazoo College said they would follow the MIAA and not play any sports in the fall. The conference said it will make a decision on winter sports that begin in the fall, including men's and women's basketball, at a later date. The other thing about, they were postponing it till the spring. So teams that play in the fall, obviously, you're not going to be able to play in the spring or you're going to lose eligibility, I would believe, too.
I would think so.
For anybody that played the fall schedule, if you play spring two seasons in 1 year, that's probably not going to be able to be accomplished either. So,
well, they were even talking about running maybe half the games in the fall and then half the games in the spring. I mean,
if you're going to do that, just don't do any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in my
opinion.
opinion.
Doesn't make sense.
What's my opinion, though, right?
But, the MIAA has been going back and forth with this thing and finally called it off. They were very positive about starting the football season.
Right.
But all of a sudden now, it's a little different story.
Right.
And it sounds to me from the stories that I've been reading that maybe not all of the college presidents are in lockstep with the MIAA.
Well, and that's kind of how it looks, where you have three schools at Albion and was it Kalamazoo and Alma that are saying no, we're not going to do anything, and the other ones are going, hey, let's see if we can figure something out. So. It's very interesting. There could be a lot of dissension going on there, but in the MIAA. But again, we'll find out more about that coming up when we talk with Mike Duffy. Tigers last night, Tigers second baseman Jonathan Scope has hit 3 home runs in the last 3 days. 2 of those were influential comeback wins. The other put his team in a perfect spot to compete for the lead. This time his solo shot wasn't enough. Not even Miguel Cabrera's first multi-homer game since 2016 could steal the 4-game slate. And the Kansas City Royals prevailed 5-3 Thursday at Comerica to split the series, dropped the Tigers to 4-3 in the 60-game season. Right-hander Ivan Nova didn't do anything special, and he struck out 3 and reached 68 pitches by the end of the 5th. He got ahead in counts, thrown 61 to 82 pitches for strikes, and let his defense work. Against Nova, the Royals tallied 12 hard hits, most of which came in the first and second innings. Those include RBI singles by Ryan O'Hearn and Frankie Cordero early before Nova retired 13 of the next 15. So we're getting some good innings out of him so far, and I think that that was a good offseason pickup.
I thought Jacoby Jones was going to tie it up there in the bottom of the ninth. I was hoping.
I was too.
But he ended the game.
And it was kind of, I mean, you had to figure his time was due to not get that big hit the way he's been getting the hits recently.
He's been hot. He's been real hot.
The Tigers considered Casey Singer in the 2018 MLB draft until Auburn's Casey Miles stole the show on Thursday. Singer was the one in Comerica Park. Miles is still waiting at fifth third for his Toledo call-up. Singer used fastball, slider, and a limited number of changeups in a 5-inning performance, giving up 2 hits on 5 hits and 2 walks. He struck out 3. Again, Miguel Cabrera hit 2 home runs for the Tigers. First home run was number 479 in his career, the 30th most in MLB history. Lou Gehrig and Fred McGriff are tied for 28th, 14 ahead of him. The solo homer was his 742nd extra base hit as a Tiger, passing Hank Greenberg for the fifth most in team history.
That's saying a lot.
He needs 64 more to catch Harry Heilman. So his 8th-inning home run made this Thursday his 40th career multi-homer game.
I think he'll make 500 home runs this season. Or not this season.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well,
Shortened season, though.
He's got 20-some to go.
Yeah.
But, it'd be nice if he hit 20 home runs this year.
Yeah, in 60 games, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Reds come to Comerica for a 3-game weekend series. Tigers were expecting Trevor Bauer, Wade Miley, and Tyler Mahle, but with Thursday night's game against the Cubs getting postponed and Miley to the injured list, everyone gets moved around. This means Tigers will now see Louis Castillo on Friday, Bauer Saturday, and Anthony DeSclafani on Sunday. The Tigers are going to come back with Spencer Turnbull on Friday, Fulmer on Saturday, and Sunday's starter is to be determined.
The Tigers are leading the major leagues in home runs.
Yeah.
Big time.
I know.
They hit. I hope they don't use them all up now at the beginning of the season.
Well, a friend of mine posted the other day, wondered about the theory of no fans being in the seats if the airflow is different in Comerica with nobody being up there and stuff.
Yeah, the humidity is probably down too a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too many beer glasses.
Right. There's a lot of different things possibilities out there.
I'm sure somebody will do a study on that.
Probably.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions have placed another starter on the reserve COVID-19 list, this time on the defensive side of the ball. Lions cornerback Justin Coleman tested positive on Wednesday after initially testing negative on Tuesday. The Lions also placed tight end Isaac Noato on COVID-19 list, and Wednesday they placed 5 players on the list, including wide receiver Kenny Galladay and tight end T.J. Hawkinson. Players on the list have either tested positive or been close contact with someone who has. Coleman cannot return to the team until 5 days after he tests negative on consecutive days. Most Lions players are scheduled to take their 3rd test Friday. Players with 3 negative tests can enter the Allen Park training facility for physicals and equipment distribution on Saturday. Lions begin strength and conditioning workouts Monday, with practice starting in mid-August.
Well, I think the NFL is one of the pro franchises or professional sports that are going to really play. I think they are going to play. Come hell or high water, the NFL is going to play football this year.
Yeah, I think they're doing every approach to say they will. But it's just so interesting that you test negative one day, the next day you're testing positive, and that's just the craziness about this disease. Yeah. It's just like,
and how many tests are there that weren't correct?
Right, a lot of false ones.
Yeah,
I mean, I talked with a nurse yesterday, and she was saying that she's there at U of M, and if people are transferred in or done some different things, depending on where they're coming from, they'll honor the test or they'll retest some, just because depending on certain facilities, there's been a lot of misinformation from some of these. So it's like, no, we don't like that group. We're going to retest them again and stuff, So, but speaking of Michigan, legendary University of Michigan football coach Bo Schembechler was told by a student in 1982 about sexual assaults being carried out by then football team Dr. Robert Anderson, according to a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit says Schembechler told the student to report the assaults to then athletic director Don Canham, who took no known action on the report. There's no indication whether Schembechler followed up. Anderson remained the football team doctor for decades following the report.
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot more about this story as it goes along.
Yeah, and it's very reminiscent kind of the Penn State scenario with the high-profile coach that maybe turned his back on some things. The one thing there was Joe Pa was still around. Here, all the parties involved are gone except for the victims that are coming. So.
And the perpetrator.
He's gone.
Sandusky?
No, I'm talking.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
mean, Michigan side.
I see.
Everybody's not around anymore. When the doctor's gone, Canham's gone, Schembechler's gone. So, at Penn State, you did have parties that were still there, available to, comment or not comment. But, the Michigan side's a little bit different because, everybody that is being accused is you cannot get their side of the story. I'm not, saying anything about that these people are not telling the truth, but it's a little different where you're not getting the flip side of any story at all. So, but when you have this many people that are out there talking, supposedly they had nicknames for the guy and stuff like that, so it's it's not a good scenario at all.
Not a good scenario at all. That's right.
So,
like I say, we're going to hear a lot more about this, and people are coming forward, and it was kind of a culture over there.
Yeah.
That's, everybody accepted it, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Just, okay, well, I guess he's not hurting anybody that bad type of a thing. It kind of seems like, you know what I mean? It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, around the MLB last night, again, Washington gets by Toronto 6-4. Yankees over Baltimore 8-6. Boston over the Mets 4-2. Cleveland beats Minnesota 2-0. Tampa Bay gets knocked off by Atlanta 2-1. Dodgers over Arizona 6-3. Seattle beats the Angels 8-5. Final in extra innings last night, San Diego over San Francisco 12-7. And the other game, Chicago-Cincinnati, was postponed. So,
well, in the American League, Cleveland seems to be the team. They're 5-2.
Yeah.
Yankees are ahead in the East with 4-1 record, and out west 3-3. Houston Astros.
Yeah. So interesting. I mean, the new rule of the putting that player on second is kind of made everybody, if you're going extra innings, basically people are winning it in the 10th. Which is kind of the whole idea behind it, was to not have wasting too many arms, and going 14, 15 when you're going to have to play so many games in so many days. So that's interesting there. There was another one the other day. We were talking about the scenario the other day where there was a extra inning game where they scored a run without actually having an official at bat in that inning, because he started out with the guy at second base.
Yeah.
They sack bunted him to third, sack fly to get him home. So no official at bats.
So how do you score that?
Well, I mean, that's a sack bunt and a sack fly, and you get an RBI for that.
Where'd that guy come from?
That's right. Well, there's another funny one on that. So, but the next guy up walks, so still no official bat. We have 2 outs, a guy on first. He decides to steal, gets thrown out for out number 3 of the inning. So you had 3 different players that batted, none of them with an official at bat because it's a walk and 2 sacrifices, and they score a run.
Yeah.
And then the other one was
unearned.
Guy got up. Yeah, obviously. A guy got up, and person at second base, he gets a hit and scores the run, and he's the first player that has an RBI hit to lead off an inning. I mean, you can get an RBI if you hit a home run. You get an RBI to lead off an inning, but if you're not getting a home run, he's the first person in MLB that's got a single, scores a run to lead off an inning.
And then we go back to the no-hitter thing.
Yeah.
You can lose a game and throw a no-hitter.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
boy.
There's a lot of different things.
Well, what do you think about going 7 innings only in doubleheaders now?
Well, I was listening to a DA show this morning, and Mraz was talking on there, and I think I agree a little bit with him. He said, you know what, if it's meaning we're still playing baseball, I'll live with it this year.
Yeah.
And I think this year's one of those things, because everything's kind of crazy this year. Your stats are going to be, asterisk. You're not going to it's kind of just a season for entertainment. I think this year of stats and everything else is going to be just pushed aside. So if it means we're playing ball and we can watch it, I'd take 2 7-inning games and not having anything.
Well, there's a safety issue here, too, I think, because Major League Baseball wants the teams on the field less time if possible because, of course, the man at second base, that's shortening the game up. And if you play 7 innings of doubleheader, you're going to be on the field a few hours fewer than you would in a 9-inning doubleheader, where you're going to be on the field for about 10 hours. And so I think it's a good move.
Well, now because they have, if you go to the minor leagues, when they have a doubleheader, they've gone to 7 innings quite a few years ago. Just do that fact of timing and everything else. But you go to a doubleheader down in AAA even for the last few years, and it's been 7-inning games. So
well, you look at a traditional doubleheader, say at Comerica Park, you're there almost till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning,
right,
following the ball game, and you look at the stands and there's hardly anybody there.
Mm-hmm. It's not like the good old days when you had like your day-night doubleheader.
Those are the best. Those are the best.
I like the twilight doubleheaders. The one to start late afternoon. You get the early day game and night. I remember going a couple of those when I was younger.
That's brutal.
Those were fun though.
Yeah. We also got Diamond League action this week. We've had some great games.
Yep. We got tomorrow. You're going to be you and Ian.
Yeah.
Who do we got? Is Adrian playing tomorrow?
Adrian Lenawee Christian.
Adrian needs.
Lenawee Christian wants to get some revenge from the last time.
Yeah. Adrian needs a win to stay at top with Tecumseh getting a win earlier this week. So
exactly.
Other games last night. The NBA had their reopening night. Utah gets by New Orleans 106-104, and the Lakers get past the Clippers 103-101. So couple very close games there in the NBA with their bubble down in Orlando.
Isn't it nice to give scores now?
Real scores.
Yeah. That means something?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Then we've got the hockey starting tomorrow. And the great thing about what they're doing, too, you look at tomorrow, I'm just pulling up their schedule. Rangers, Carolina at noon. Chicago, Edmonton at 3. Panthers and the Islanders at 4. Montreal and Pittsburgh at 8. Winnipeg and Calgary at 10:30. So if you're a hockey nut, you can have 5 games between noon and 10:30 going on.
Yeah. Let's have a little. You got anything putting the puck on the stick or something.
Oh, you want some of that?
Well, yeah. Well, we've got it there.
While I'm talking hockey?
Yeah, while you're talking
Stick
hockey.
on puck all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
right
go.
there. Because
Probably our best 60-minute performance of the year.
that's what they're hoping about.
Yeah.
They know what to do and how to do it.
And you could squeeze all the stuff that you got loaded on there out of it all over the place.
They know what to do and how to do it.
That's JK right there.
That's, yeah.
Because this is what we're
We're
doing.
breaking it down and waking you up.
That's right. All right.
That's going to be a drop later.
All right. Well, we got to take a time out because we got to take some time here and have a great conversation with Mike Duffy coming up from Adrian College right after this as we are inside the cave right here on 96.5 The Cave.
We're not just fair weather fans. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whoa! Gross! Hey, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. 96.5 The Cave.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor. Your home may be your castle, but it's also your canvas, and it's where you can express your personal style. So think waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof with our stylish Cortec luxury vinyl floors to get the look that perfectly expresses what makes you, well, you. And it's now on sale for a limited time. So come in and choose from our large selection of wood and tile looks. And now, through July 31st, you can take advantage of our 12 months no-interest financing. And all Cortec products are Green Guard certified for indoor air quality. This means our floors are chemical-free and promote safe indoor air quality. And they're on sale now through July 31st. Qualifications and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
Hello, I'm Mike Basham, the new service manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. This month we are offering special pricing on oil changes, 10% off any brake service, and savings on our BG air conditioning system deodorizer and performance enhancer. Remember, the Suburban Care program gets you 3 oil changes, 3 tire rotations, and 3 multi-point inspections for one low price. Busy schedule? We offer full service on Saturdays from 8 until 2, and also a fleet of loaner vehicles with a reservation. Get your vehicle ready for summer at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Lisa.
As the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling, we assure you that we are still your local Lennox dealer.
Don't just guess if you're getting the best. We know you'll feel comfortable in your home with a Lennox. A Lennox will make the air cooler, warmer, drier, cleaner, and better, with innovative systems that are exceptionally quiet and energy efficient.
Our crew has the expertise and resources to serve you in the best possible way.
Call 423-3121. We're ready to serve you at Noggle Heating and Cooling.
I'm Stan the Man, I am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
Are your floors screaming for a makeover? If so, O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering in Tecumseh, with their combined 160 years of experience, wants to help. O'Connor & Sons sell and install many styles of floor covering. They have the area's largest selection of luxury vinyl tile and planks, which are completely waterproof. O'Connor & Sons also carries Cali Bamboo, which are the world's hardest floors. Pet problems? No worries. They have pet-proof carpet that is guaranteed against all pet stains. O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering on Russell Road in Tecumseh. Call them at 423-6170, or for more information, check them out on Facebook at O'Connor & Sons Flooring.
Hi, I'm Jim Nagypel.
And I'm Lisa Weddle, and we're the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling.
I've been away for a while, but I'm excited to be back.
That's right. We're thrilled to offer Jim's extensive experience in heating, cooling, and plumbing back to this community.
We'll continue to service all brands of heating and cooling units, but we proudly sell Lennox, and we are your local Carrier dealer.
Please visit us at 1108 West Chicago Boulevard in Tecumseh or give us a call at 423-3121.
The Springs BP on West US 223 near Onstead Highway is your locally owned one-stop convenience store. The Springs BP Beer Cave is fully stocked and has a huge selection of craft beer along with all of the standards. If you're looking for something a little different, they have a variety of prepared cocktails and drink mixes plus state minimum prices on their huge selection of liquor. The Springs BP also has propane tank exchanges, fishing licenses, and bait. So if you're headed to the lake for the weekend or just heading home, make sure you stop and shop at the Springs BP.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
And welcome back Inside the Cave this morning. Jeff Bowman, along with Pat Hayes, and now joining us on the hotline this morning, special guest, Adrian College Athletic Director Mike Duffy. And Duff, it's good to have you on this morning.
Good morning.
Jeff, Pat, thanks. Appreciate it as always. Hope Lenawee County's doing well, and thank you to WLEN for having me.
Yay, yeah.
Or I should say the Cave.
Yes, we're on the Cave this morning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're down the hallway a little further, but this, as we said, off the air during the break, this is kind of, unparalleled times right now. Is really everything is kind of a work in progress, and the MIAA comes out yesterday and says that they are going to basically cancel everything, postponing it. But you are one of a few schools that are still saying, okay, we still want to do some stuff in the fall. We think we're prepared enough for it. And so you're actively looking at doing things to where your student athletes can come on campus and still play their fall sports.
Absolutely. The MIAA did, and we have to get the adjective correct. It is postponed.
Yep.
We moved all our championships to the spring. But they did give autonomy to the schools that would like to try to have some competitions in the fall to go ahead and do that. Of course, our number one thing is making sure that we do it properly. We're dealing with student athletes. They've competed all their lives, and I had to watch and look 5 or 6 teams right in the eye in the spring and say, hey, you're done. You're not playing your season. And you talk about heart-wrenching. You talk about taking something away from kids that they value and work so hard for those opportunities that, we owe it to them to try. Now, there's going to be a lot of onus on the student athletes. They're once they get here to the Adrian College bubble, we're hoping they'll stay in that bubble and work through that bubble. Are we doing the right thing? I don't know, but I think we need to try. We have everything in place, the testing, the protocols. We've been working all summer on them. Our student athletes are elated that we're at least trying. I should say a great majority of them. So we're going to give it a whirl. We're going to see what it does, and we know as we check in our student athletes in the next couple weeks, we'll have some positive cases. That's a given. We're set up for protocols. We have all our kids testing before they get here. We will then test weekly when they're here for those high-risk sports, and we're going to give it a whirl. We're going to go. There's some schools out there that are knocking on our door and willing to participate, and we're checking protocols to make sure that they're doing similar protocols, if not better protocols than what we're doing. So we're playing and keeping our kids in the best, safest possibility we can, but yet they can do what they love to do, and that's compete the sport that they've grown up to play.
Now, do you have things in place? I know some of the bigger universities are, excuse me, having areas set aside. So if somebody does test, they're going to here to stay. Do you have something set up, kind of
we have
scenario?
Some isolation rooms that we can put these people in if we have to. We're testing, like I said, before they get here. So we have had a couple of our student athletes that have been tested already at home. Have tested positive, so they can't check in on the same date that the rest of the squad is checking in. They have to wait their 14 days, and then when they come back on campus, we'll recheck and they'll be ready to go. Hopefully healthy and ready to go. So yes, we have precautions. Our health center's been phenomenal. Our doctor's been phenomenal. Dr. Gornowitz, Emily Kist, in charge of our health center, has been outstanding. Been working with them and our athletic training staff, headed up by Jamie Fetter and Meg Sharp. Tireless hours. We have protocol on protocol, and basically, it comes down to wear your mask and take your temperature every day and wash your hands. And when you're not in your athletic participation, make sure you're keeping social distance. Coaches will be keeping social distance on the practice field. So it's been a challenge all the way around. New coaching styles for coaches. It's going to be different going forward.
Saying that maybe things don't go the way that you intend them to go, at what point would you have to say, this is not going to work, we're going to have to cancel this for right now?
One, I want to be that positive guy and say that's not going to happen. Doggone it.
We all don't want to see that happen.
But I'll call you on the day that it happens, because I can't tell you what that's going to be. I can't tell you if it's 1 positive, 2 positives, 100 positives. I don't know. That's the unknown given here. When are we gonna? What's that tipping point that says, all right, whoa, time out. We got to shut this thing down, all of it. I don't know that answer. I can't give you that answer.
Of course, you're involved with, I'm sure, the local health department, and you probably collaborate with them. You probably collaborate with them on your program, your protocols.
Absolutely. We're always talking with, we're following. Basically, the governor's kind of told higher education that we got to follow the AMA, ACHA, the American Colleges Health Association, along with the NCAA recommendation. So, along with, of course, the state regulations. So it's a constant balancing act between all of those recommendations and, what's more stricter. Is it the government or the NCAA or the American College Health Association? So we're constantly changing. When we started back in June and put some protocols together, those have all changed as things have progressed. And the NCAA and the ACHA has done more testing and they've kind of evaluated this COVID. Things have changed, and they've learned some things, and the most critical time's the first 14 days, and we'll be in small pods in the first 14 days, no more than groups of 10. At practices, we're doing it by kind of like dorm floors, because we don't have the privilege of a Division I where I can put all my athletes in 2 dorms. We don't have that, so we're doing it by dorm floors. Because they are kind of congregated by groups in dorms. So the first 14 days will be the critical days. And kind of once we get out of that, then the critical part is, hey, student athletes, for XYZ sport, stay on campus, stay with your group, stay away from the large gatherings, wear your mask, be smart, wash your hands frequently, clean things that you touch, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think, again, as you said, that's the toughest thing right there is trying to make sure that you have, the 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, trying to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. But I think, as you said, to be able, if they want to play the game enough, they're going to have to change some of the way they think and some of the things they do to be able to make that happen.
Absolutely. It's definitely a change. I mean, they got to understand, normally in the past, you go to a party, okay, you're hurting yourself, and you're hurting your team somewhat if you're the star guy. But now, from the star guy down to the last guy on the bench, they go to this party and they contact COVID and bring it back to the team. They shut everybody down.
Right.
They don't just shut themselves down. They shut everybody down. And they've got to understand that that's a heck of a thing to put on young kids, but we're not asking them to lock up in their dorm room. We're just asking them to stay in the campus community and limit their off-campus stuff. And if they do go off-campus, say they got to go home, alert, the training staff, alert the coaches and say, hey, look, whatever the situation, maybe it's a death in the family or something, hey, I got to go home. This is what I'm going to do. And then we can set up how we're going to handle that protocol on their return.
Yeah, and again, the thing about this, it's, when Pat asks, when can you shut it down or what are your thoughts are, and I think that it's such a fluid thing. Ian and John Kane have been talking a lot about with the MHSAA and things that are going on. And it's like, well, when do you get, what's a number you put on it? When can you do this or when can you do that? And I think that, again, there's no concrete numbers. I think it's one of these play by ears because you look at, the Major League Baseball had all kinds of things set up, and then all of a sudden you have the Marlins outbreak and you have some different things. So it's like, okay, you've got to all of a sudden shift gears in the middle of it all and go, okay, how can we make this work still with what we've been all of a sudden now handed?
Jeff, that's a great example, the Marlins. I mean, you talk about using that for our kids. Look what a couple guys did, and they haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet and what exactly happened on the tracing on that. Either that or they're keeping really tight-lipped about it.
Right.
But it's affected, games this weekend. So, I want to say Baltimore and New York played the other night because they were playing Philly and the Marlins, and they're both kind of locked down right now for the Marlins for 10 to 14 days, and the Phillies were just trying to be precautious in what they're doing. But look what one case can do. It can shut so much down. So you've really got to stay within your framework, and some of the bubble groups are working really well. The NBA's phenomenal right now.
Right.
So is the NHL. We don't have that luxury. I can't pack all my athletes up and go down to Disney and, lock them up and, keep them on campus. But we can do it with our campus community and our students and our faculty and staff and just try to get people to be smart and stay away from the major gatherings. That's the big key.
Mike, just to give people a little bit of perspective here as far as numbers, how many athletes are we talking about here for fall sports? I know we're talking football, but obviously there are other teams that are going to be playing this fall, and can you give us an idea of how many numbers?
Yeah, sure, Pat. Of course, football, men and women's soccer, men and women's golf, men and women's tennis, men and women's cross country are our fall sports, along with our senior synchronized skate team. Those are the ones that will be checking in between now and the 16th of August, staggered dates, and then of course on the 16th and 17th, the rest of our freshman class checks in. So, athletes alone, you're looking at 400 probably amongst all those teams. With the bulk of those being football. Kids have been good. We ask the kids to test at home and then self-quarantine themselves for 7 to 10 days. In other words, when you self-isolate yourself at home, it's just basically stay home. Don't go out. Don't hang out with your friends. Don't go to the local gatherings and things like that. Get your test. Go home. Stay in your family bubble before you move here to town.
Hey, we got to take a quick time out and let's come back and talk a little bit more about how you're trying to put some things together to get some teams playing this fall. So we'll be back with more Inside the Cave right here on 96.5 The Cave.
The big names, the big games. We get you the story inside the Cave. 96.5 The Cave.
We're talking with Steve Hayes from the Hayes Insurance Agency. Steve, what does it mean when we say you are independent agents?
Independent just simply means we have more than one carrier to go to. If someone calls and, hey, my price seems a little high on my auto insurance, what can you do for me?
You can do that. You can compare, find the best price and the best policy for them.
Our companies that we write for strictly write in the state of Michigan. So you're not getting caught up with a rate increase of a tornado that happened out of state somewhere. And these companies are trying to recoup that money. The companies that we deal with strictly right here in the state. They know the state. They know the people.
Rely on the experts at Hayes Insurance on Occidental Highway, providing real customer service for more than 50 years. Coverage you can count on and advice you can trust. Always there whenever you need them.
Call the experts. Hayes Insurance. You know just how close you've come. Call Hayes Insurance. Get all the insurance you need.
Hayes Insurance, 423-8316.
There's a lot of talk about germs, especially these crazy virus germs. We are aware and have a solution to stop them inside your vehicle. At Gary's Quick Lube, we are offering ViraGuard. The ViraGuard system is a dry fog disinfecting system that uses nanotechnology to disinfect deep within soft surfaces and cracks that liquids or mist just can't get to. For additional information, call us at 423-1412 or stop in and see us at 1360 West Chicago Boulevard in Tecumseh. Let Gary's Quick Lube clean your germs away.
As you feel the blades of grass tickle your bare feet, a subtle breeze stirs the green leaves overhead. There you are, sipping a cold drink, admiring the beauty and solitude of your own landscaped backyard. The realization has set in. Calling Sealers Landscape and Design was the best and easiest decision you've ever made. Their 3D design program brought your paradise to life. Now for the tough decision, where to put the hammock. Call Sealers Landscape and Design at 442-4823 for a free estimate today.
What are you noticing when you look around your home? Hi, this is Sherry Hall with Carpet on Wheels. By using our Design Center, we will assist you in making simple changes that will breathe new life into your surroundings. Sometimes just adding different accent colors or textures will do it. At Carpet on Wheels, you'll find both area rugs and blinds that can achieve your goals. So stop in to see us in downtown Tecumseh. For the quality you need and the service you deserve, only at Carpet on Wheels.
I'm Stan the Man I Am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today, and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Hey, and welcome back Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Pat Hayes, and joining us on the phone is Adrian College Athletic Director Mike Duffy. And Mike, before we went to the break, talked a little bit about, trying to figure out, your efforts now to try to get games, not only for football, but some other competitions as well. And I know, and this is one of those things too, where usually it's pretty set with, okay, this is what MIAA is doing. Here's who we're going to play. And now you're having to kind of find the teams that have decided they want to try it as well. And again, as you talked about earlier, the teams you want to make sure that they're safe as well.
Absolutely. There'll be a lot of conversations between athletic trainers. As I told you just a few minutes ago, of course, Trine in our conference is playing games as well. So worst case scenario, we'd have two games, home and away with Trine University. And I'm speaking football-wise right now, but all my other sports could do the same. The HCAC is allowing their teams to play tennis and golf and cross-country, so those sports will have some opportunities there. So what we're doing, Jeff, is we're just going to kind of let the dust settle, and by midweek next week, we'll have a list of schools that want to play football, and there might be some NAIA schools, some Division III schools, the MIAA, the HCAC. So we'll just put them in a pool. We'll see how many we got, and we'll kind of draw a schedule and give everybody kind of what they want. If you want 3 games, then we'll do 3 games. But I think there's 6, potentially 6, maybe 7 teams that are willing to play. And once we kind of finalize that, as I told Chris Lupus down at the paper, I just said, hey, as soon as we get something put together in the next 2 weeks, we'll get it to you. But right now, I can't tell you who we're playing and when. But we will be playing somebody, and we're just going to draw them out of a hat and say, all right, and try to be even and fair and play teams accordingly.
Mike, that begs the question here of any possibility of playing football with Siena Heights.
You're putting me on the spot, and, I can't answer that right now because I haven't talked to Sue. I'm not sure what they're doing. And I don't know, we're going to have no fans, and I don't know if that's the way we want to start that rivalry with no fans, because I think that could be a revenue-generating game that potentially someday could really benefit both schools, if not maybe a local charity. So hard to say right now what that'll mean. We'll just have to see who's doing what as conferences finalize their decisions this week, and organizations, I should say, the NAIA.
Are there any other schools that maybe you're looking at that maybe we haven't seen play Adrian College in the past?
Indiana Wesleyan is one of those teams that's kind of reached out to us. Taylor, of course, Trine. And then there's a couple HCAC schools. They're just kind of waiting to see what their colleges are going to let them do, like Defiance, Manchester, maybe even Bluffton. And that's not even counting Madonna, Lourdes, Siena, maybe Concordia, Ann Arbor. All those have been reached out to or talked to us. Hey, we just got to wait and see what's going to happen. And if the NAIA moves the championship to the spring, then we might be open to be part of that and pick up a game. So we're just kind of waiting right now to see what happens with the NAIA today, and then get a final kind of count of who's out there and play some home and aways.
Well, that's got to be a lot of headaches for you, being an athletic director, trying to schedule these things on the run. I mean, that's got to be, you're probably tearing your hair out.
It's interesting, but Pat, I've taken this approach since this has all happened. Someone's got to be cool, calm, and collective, and normally it's not me. I tell my coaches, I tell my student athletes, we have to be nimble and we have to be flexible, because what I tell you right now could be totally different in 5 minutes. and that's how ever-changing this whole scenario is. And so, you know what? We're going to sit back. I've got great coaches. We're kind of us and trying to be the center stage of doing some of this scheduling. And so, it's patience, and we don't have to have the schedule by tomorrow. We got time. We probably won't open up until the 12th, maybe even the 26th of September. We may open the 12th and play, varsity football every other week, just in case something should happen. We got 14 days to clean it up before we play again. So there's a lot of thought going into it, and it's going to be what other schools' expectations are and what they, trying to work things out. I think everybody wants to play, so I don't think putting a schedule is going to be that difficult to get, like I said, 4 or 5 games for each of the sports, space them out so that, we give people an opportunity. Live stream's going to be huge because we're not going to have families in attendance. Right now it'll be just the families of the players, and that's probably it for now.
One other question here I have concerns the players themselves. Can you give us a little bit of insight on how those players, both female and male players in sports this fall, feel about this whole thing? Have you had any students that want to opt out? There's things like that.
We haven't had anybody kind of come forward and tell us they've opted out yet. We've told them, you don't have to play. This is not we're going to play for those that want to come and try. And I'm sure we'll get some that'll come and try, and then they'll opt out. And that's okay. But the majority of the student athletes that we've heard from, my coaches, me personally, the rest of my staff, has been, we want to do something. We don't want to be like the spring sport athletes. We know what they went through. We know how their hearts were broken when they were told, you can't play at all. And I'm kind of a pessimist in that, is spring really going to get here? Are we really going to be able to play in the spring? If we got an opportunity to play right now, shouldn't we try to play right now? Because who knows? We could shut everything down come September, October, January. I mean, we just don't know. We got a slight window. Let's try. If we can make it work, that's going to enlighten the winter sports. It's going to give hope to the spring sports that maybe they can not get dumped two years in a row. So I think we're kind of a guinea pig, and we're taking it on our shoulders and saying, hey, we can do this. We got to be smart. We got to be strategic. We got to be careful. We got to be nimble. We got to have some flexibility. And it may take us 10 weeks to get 4 games in. But, hey, we're going to give it a whirl.
Well, Mike, one other thing, we only got a couple minutes left. I know one of the big questions I had coming into this was eligibility issues with playing, if you do play now and play in the spring with the MIAA. How is that going to work as far as using up a kid's eligibility?
Well, if the NCAA has done a great job of waivers and changing the rules for this year to make it a little more easier for us as administrators to administer these sports. And I was telling you, off the air when I first came on, that the NCAA is usually all NCAA sports are 19 weeks. And you can use those. There's some sports that play split seasons, golf, tennis, but most of the time it's a straight 19 weeks. Well, this year they've gone and said, hey, we're going to take 19 times 6, which is 114, and we're going to give you 114 days. And you can start that in August, and you can end in April. But you got to keep track of the 114 days. So whether we play contests in the fall or not, all my sports can practice. They can get together, they can have team meetings, they can do workouts, they can practice, they can have inter-squad scrimmages. In anticipation that then they can do the conference championships whenever those might be. I think you're going to see next week the NCAA is going to cancel the fall championships. So there won't be any NCAA championships for the fall. And I believe they'll probably do that across the board as they get closer to each of the other 2 seasons. So, that's just, I think, eligibility-wise, if we play less than half a season of what the maximum game limit is, actually kids can keep their eligibility and come back. But are we really doing all these kids the service of asking them to come back and have them pay another year's tuition to try to play a sports season?
Right.
We had, for example, about 27 senior athletes in the spring that when we called the spring, they said, yep, we're coming back. And now that push come to shove, and here we are into August, those seniors that had an opportunity, I think we maybe got 4 or 5 that are coming back. So, reality sets in, and job opportunities and what's life got for me now is taking over. And so I think we owe it to our seniors to give them that opportunity and play the most vibrant schedule that we can and give them the best experience we can given the conditions that are surrounding all of us.
Well, Mike, we appreciate it. We're up against it, but we thank you very much for coming in and being candid and talking about what's going on. And I know this will not be our last conversation with all this stuff happening as well. We definitely want to make sure that we keep each other in the loop on this. So, Mike, appreciate it again. Thank you very much for coming in.
No problem, Jeff and Pat. Thank you as always. The Cave, WLEN, thank you, and we appreciate all you do for Lenawee County. And hopefully we can bring some entertainment via web, live streams and stuff this fall with some of our athletes competing with some other people.
All right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yep,
That's
have
Mike,
a great one, guys.
Mike Duffy.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases.
And find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, home, business, farm, and life insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where the D.S. Johnson & Associates comes in. They can help protect what is important to you. So why not simplify your life? See the D.S. Johnson & Associates in Adrian, Morenci, or Monroe, or give them a call today at 517-263-2582. Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio, subject to underwriting guidelines review and approval.
With our 8-year track record of teaching success through Tecumseh Virtual Academy, we are prepared to educate your students. Hundreds of students have taken core subjects and AP classes and gone on to graduate while participating in the TVA Dynamic Learning Community. This year, crossover options are available for in-class and online learning. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
At the CPA firm of Donna Baker & Associates, they aren't just available at tax time. They're available all year long, providing expertise in a large range of individual and business services, including federal and state tax returns, startup planning, and consultation. Directing you through today's complex and ever-changing tax and accounting environments takes more than a once-a-year service. Donna Baker & Associates, partnering with clients to build a successful future. Find them in downtown Adrian, on Facebook, and online at donnabakercpa.com.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports. Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. This is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go inside the cave.
And welcome back inside the cave. Jeff Bowman, Pat Hayes with you on a Friday morning.
Busy Friday morning.
Busy Friday morning. Hey, if you're looking for another great used car, actually this one's new. It's a demo.
Yeah.
2020 Acadia Denali.
Ooh. Got everything on it.
36 ones, 10,000 of mine. Oh, with those Acadia, the Denalis.
Yeah.
And it had this crazy thing in front where the front crash.
Oh, yeah.
So it like all of a sudden my seat was vibrating and lights were going on when I came to an intersection if it was coming up too close to somebody. And then it's got the other cool feature with between the lines. So I kind of let off the steering wheel just to see what it was doing, and if it swerved a little, come to the middle line, it would automatically turn you to the right. And if you came too close to the right side, it'd bring you back to the middle, and it would say a little thing like, grab the steering wheel.
Well,
but it would tell you.
A friend of mine had that same thing, and he said he took his hands off the steering wheel. Put your hands on the steering wheel.
But so a great-looking car. It's
What's
white.
the color?
All white. Sunroof.
Nice.
Loaded. So, again, $409 a month with $999 down. That's for 36. What great. Oh, man. You cannot go wrong with this car.
Only 10,000 miles on it?
No, I think it's on the least 10,000.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's really, it's a
Sounds
beautiful,
like a sharp car.
Beautiful car. So go out and see the folks at Clift, and nice deals out there all the time. But we're gonna run through this quick, but we do have this.
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
There you go.
All right, Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, I got it right.
That's
has
right.
postponed the conference fall sports schedule due to the coronavirus pandemic. Adrian College Athletics has started developing independent schedules against other colleges for bass fishing, bowling, competitive cheer, cross-country, equestrian, football, golf, tennis, rowing, soccer, and volleyball. As we talked just this past hour with Athletic Director Mike Duffy, he gave us the inside information on what's going on there at Adrian College. Adrian said it will follow the NCAA recommendations for resocialization of college sports, developing standards and practices and competition. And so they are all very, very concerned about the safety of their students and the protocols they've got in place. As you heard Mike say in our last hour, they're doing everything possible to get some of these seasons in and playing sports. We thank him for being on this last hour, too.
Yeah.
Detroit Tigers second baseman Jonathan Schoop hit 3 home runs in the last 3 days. 2 of those homers were influenced the comeback wins. The other put the team in a perfect spot to compete for the lead. This time, however, the solo shot wasn't enough. Not even Miguel Cabrera's first multi-homer game since September 30th, 2016 could steal the 4-game slate. Kansas City Royals prevailed 5-3 Thursday at Comerica Park to split the series and drop the Tigers to 4-3 in their 60-game season. The Tigers considered Casey Singer in the 2018 MLB draft until Auburn's Casey Mize stole the show. On Thursday, Singer was the one at Comerica Park. Mize is still waiting at Fifth Third Field in Toledo to be called up. Singer used his fastball, slider, and limited number of changeups in a 5-inning performance, giving up 2 runs, 5 hits and 2 walks. He struck out 3. And let's see, the Cincinnati Reds come to Comerica Park for a 3-game weekend series. The Tigers were expecting Trevor Bauer, Wade Miley, and Tyler Mahler. Is that how you say that? Molly?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation.
Yeah. But with Thursday's games against the Chicago Cubs getting postponed due to rain, and Miley on the injured reserve list, everyone is getting moved around. That means the Tigers will now see Louis Castillo on Friday, Bauer on Saturday, and Anthony DeSclafani on Sunday. I probably ruined that one, too. All right, the Detroit Lions have placed another starter on the reserved COVID-19 list, this time on the defensive side of the ball. Lions cornerback Justin Coleman tested positive for the coronavirus on Wednesday after initially testing negative on Tuesday. The Lions also placed tight end Isaac Nauta on the COVID-19 list on Thursday. Wednesday, they placed 5 players on the list, including wide receiver Kenny Golladay and tight end T.J. Hawkinson. Players on the list have either tested positive for the virus or have been in close contact with someone who has. Coleman cannot return to the team until 5 days after he tests negative on consecutive days. Legendary University of Michigan football coach was told by a student in 1982 about sexual assaults being carried out by then football doctor Dr. Robert Anderson, according to a lawsuit filed on Thursday. The suit says Schembechler told the student to report the assaults to then athletic director Don Canham, who took no known action on the report. There's no indication whether Schembechler followed up. Anderson remained the football team doctor for decades following that report, and we'll be hearing more and more on that in the coming days. So it's about 7 minutes after the hour. You're inside the cave this morning. If you'd like to talk sports, you'll have to give us a call here pretty soon. 517-265-4000 is the number. You can email us at sports@965thecave.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We haven't heard from our Twitter guy this morning yet.
What's that?
John Roberts.
Oh.
He's usually 24/7 Twitter.
I tweeted out this morning.
Did you?
People were going to be on the show with us and stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
I know.
That brings you up to date on all the headlines. And like I said, we'd like to talk sports with you. Give us a call.
Trying to I saved a couple things to talk about the other day.
John and I talked about the new football rules, college football this year.
Now, did you see
Interesting.
About the Dodgers and the Astros the other day with Mr. Kelly hitting the Astros and then getting thrown out and having
I did hear something about that.
Here's a crazy thing about that I was reading. Joe Kelly.
Well, hey, the Tigers and who they were playing last night got into it a little bit.
Yeah, with the Royals.
Beanballs and all that sort of
Well, so Joe Kelly hits Carlos Correa from the Astros. So they give him an 8-game suspension. 8 games in a 60-game season. That's equivalent of 22 games in a normal season. It's longer than any Astro was suspended for everything that the Astros did. And you're going to give this guy 8 games.
Was it intentional?
Oh, yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean, he went at him. He actually kind of went headhunting, which was a bad thing. But that's just – you can't do 8 games in a 60-game season. I mean, again, when you break that down and realize that it's equivalent of 22 games in a regular season, that's just I could say okay,
overkill.
Yeah, huge overkill.
Jack Morris had some interesting comments about pitchers throwing at batters, and one of his comments was, I can't remember who the Detroit pitcher was, but he kept throwing outside fastballs to this hitter, and that's exactly what that hitter likes.
Right.
And he was saying, you got to throw at their feet. Those batters are too comfortable in the batter's box.
Right.
You got to throw at their feet, get them moving around a little bit.
Exactly.
And, without hitting them, not
Right.
intentionally hitting them, but you can do a lot of things to a batter to make him very uncomfortable in that batter's box.
You sure can. You sure can. I'm trying to find the other thing that I saw. So Bosa signed for huge money with the Chargers the other day, and I can't find what I was trying to say. But here's the funny thing too, with all this Astro stuff, and so Joe Kelly throwing at them the other day. Orel Hershiser is a commentator with the Dodgers. He let Altuve have it a little bit during the broadcast. They had the hit, and so then they were basically benches cleared and blah blah blah. So Altuve struck out looking with a runner on in the fifth inning. Hershiser said, "Boy, I'm guessing it's harder than knowing." That of course was alluding to Astros using a trash can. He was saying that guessing is harder than knowing when he struck out. So if you have to guess what pitch is coming, it's a little harder than knowing which pitch is coming when they give them to you. So Hershiser said that during the game.
Wow.
Hershiser went after him and said, "Yeah, I guess it's a little tougher when you don't know which pitch is coming." So
Jacoby Jones had an interesting comment too. The day after he was beaned by
the
opposing pitcher, and he said he thought about going to the mound and having a discussion with the pitcher, but he said no, he thought better of it. But that was a nasty, boy, that could have been really a bad thing if it hadn't had that little outcrop on his helmet that caught the majority of that ball, but man, right in the ear.
Yeah, that those don't feel good at all.
And I'm sure he still got ringing in his ears.
I would
He's got to.
Yeah, I would think so. But anyway, we got a fun morning. We got to talk a little bit with Mr. Holbein coming up, and
we got big championship action coming up this weekend.
That's right, in the Holbein Wiffle Ball League.
And this is Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, this is.
And they don't have spectators at this, right?
No, it's just like the kind of everything else with the kind of the families. So it'll be fun. So again, you can listen here though. It'll be live on 96.5.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll chat a little bit more about that. But we had basketball last night. Hockey starts this weekend. So they're doing some great things in that. Actually, I listened to yesterday to Pat McAfee. He was talking with Pierre McGuire, one of the announcers for NBC for the NHL. And it was funny. He was saying that when you get up there, they put you in the hotels, but you still have to quarantine for a little bit before you get your NHL credentials. And so he's Canadian already. So he just but moving from one province to another, he actually had to kind of quarantine for a few days before he could move out. And I guess that's one thing in Canada is the numbers are down because of all of that kind of stuff. But so he says, I'm in the hotel. I can't go anywhere because I have to quarantine. And he has like 3 days that he had to quarantine before he can go anywhere. They had a fire drill in the hotel. So he's like, what do I do? If I leave, I don't know if I can get back in even. I don't have the right credentials to get back into the building. And so he said that he ended up having to leave. They stayed in a fenced-in area. And he had to try to explain himself big time. Like, I got, and they're like, well, why don't you have, if you're with the NHL, why don't you have credentials? He had to try to explain. And he said, luckily, one of the security guards came over and recognized him and said, okay, we know who you are. Go back to your room and wait. But he said it was, what do you do?
Wow.
You can't, you can't do anything, until you figure that out. But this is, it's an interesting thing going on. One crazy thing is looking at all of, we talked about the NFL, but how many players are opting out already? That's an interesting thing.
It seems like every day we're hearing at least one new player saying, and, I can't blame them. Some of these guys have young families, got young kids, and, I'd be scared too.
Right. Well, and the other thing, I heard a guy talking the other day too, saying that, so if you opt out, you can get like $150,000. They'll pay you if you have for the year. If you have a reason, medically or whatever, you could get like $350,000.
Wow.
And the guy was saying it'd be very interesting to see if any of these guys that are on the roster right now that don't think maybe they will make the team, say I'm opting out and taking that $150,000 and walking away.
Well, it's like, everyday Joes, that unemployment, that's $600.
Right.
They're not going to get that anymore.
No.
And so professional sports is acting the same way.
Right.
Take that $150,000 and gosh, that would be a nice payday if you aren't sure you're going to even make the team.
I know. So I can't find the one thing I really was trying to find, and I don't know where the story's at. But so
come on, Jeff, you got to be prepared for this.
I know. Well, I saved it somewhere and it's gone.
Oh, okay.
But here's the crazy thing: the Spanos family owns the Chargers, so they bought. I don't know what year they bought it at, but I'm not 100% accurate with this because I can't find the actual story. But I know what he signed for. I believe when he bought the team, he paid $72 million for this franchise, which was quite a few years ago. But $72 million, which was a big chunk of change back then when he bought it.
Yeah, how much is it worth now?
That I'm not sure, but Joey Bosa and the Chargers came to terms on an NFL record 5-year, $135 million extension. He got a $78 million guarantee. So his $78 million guaranteed salary is more than what the guy paid for the Chargers originally. So,
have you talked about Patrick Mahomes buying part of the Kansas City Royals?
No, I haven't because it was in the after he signed
a minority interest, but hey, $500 million, you can spend a little bit, maybe invest that.
I wonder what he did. What did he pay for it?
I didn't hear a figure. We've got to talk at least a couple minutes here about Diamond League.
Yes.
Before we go into our interview, we had some great games this week. Lead off on Tuesday night, Tecumseh defeated Addison 4-0. We had a close one on Wednesday. Onstead defeated Blissfield 2-0, and Blissfield still without a win this season in Diamond League action.
Yeah, I heard somebody the other day we were talking about at golf. Said, you know what the problem is in the Diamond League? Is Tuttle can't use small ball. Blissfield can't use small ball. They're not bunting and moving people around in Diamond League action. That's why Blissfield's struggling.
And, of course, last night, if you were listening, you heard Sand Creek defeat Britton Deerfield 4-1. We got a good one coming up on Saturday at 2. Ian Went and yours truly will be on the air at 2 o'clock with Lenawee Christian versus Adrian. Last time these two teams got together, Adrian beat Lenawee Christian 4-2, so we'll see what happens. So as far as the league standings are concerned, Tecumseh on top by half a game over Adrian. Tecumseh 5-2, Adrian 4-2, followed by Addison 3-4, and Lenawee Christian 2-4. In the KB Asphalt Seal Coating Beecher Street Car Wash Division, Clinton Redskins, a little bit of separation now. They're 5-1 on the season. Hudson Tigers 4-2. Onstead Wildcats 4-3, and as we said, Blissfield 0-7 on the season. In the Cave Division, we got a pretty tight race there with Morenci on top with a 4-2 record. Madison 3-3. Britton Deerfield at 3-5. Sand Creek at 3-4. So pretty tight action there. We got to take a break here. It's 20 minutes after the hour. You are inside the cave this morning with Pat Hayes and Jeff Bowman, and we'll be back after these messages.
Let's talk sports. 96.5 The Cave.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor. Your home may be your castle, but it's also your canvas, and it's where you can express your personal style. So think waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof with our stylish Cortec luxury vinyl floors to get the look that perfectly expresses what makes you, well, you. And it's now on sale for a limited time. So come in and choose from our large selection of wood and tile looks. And now, through July 31st, you can take advantage of our 12 months no-interest financing. And all Cortec products are Green Guard certified for indoor air quality. This means our floors are chemical-free and promote safe indoor air quality. And they're on sale now through July 31st. Qualifications and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
We support a lot of local businesses, and we appreciate you supporting us. This is Josh Holly, General Sales Manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Here's reasons to get your next vehicle from us. Chevy makes the best vehicles on the road. You'll discover our staff is always professional and friendly. And if you don't find the vehicle you want on our lot, we have access to a huge inventory through the Suburban Collection. Come out and experience the difference on the corner of M52 and US 12 at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Make the choice.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh is asking for your help. Please do your part and wear a face mask while you are in public spaces. Do it for the kids, if not for yourself. We want our kids to be able to go back to school this fall. A friendly reminder that you can shop Long's current inventory online at longmotorsales.net.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a white 2016 GMC Terrain. This all-wheel drive SUV is great on gas, roomy, but not too big, stylish, and very well taken care of. Some features include power steering and remote keyless entry. And best of all, only 30,500 miles. Stop in and tell Eric you want to take this car for a ride today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
With our 8-year track record of teaching success through Tecumseh Virtual Academy, we are prepared to educate your students. Hundreds of students have taken core subjects and AP classes and gone on to graduate while participating in the TVA Dynamic Learning Community. This year, crossover options are available for in-class and online learning. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
This Sunday at 5 p.m., 96.5 The Cave will be bringing you the championship game of the Holbein Wiffle Ball League. The HWBL is a 14-team wiffle ball league and will all come down to the last team standing. So join me, Jeff Bowman, Sunday at 5 p.m. as we will crown a champion. This game is being brought to you by Ide Insurance, Salsarias in Tecumseh, Donna Baker and Associates, Lenawee Christian School, McDonald's of Adrian and Hudson, and D.S. Johnson and Associates. Wiffle Ball Championships on your station for Southeast Michigan sports, 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Hi, my name is Janie Navarro. I'm a realtor with Excel Realty. I am fluent in Spanish and love assisting the Hispanic community. Call or text me anytime so I can assist you in buying or selling a home. Buenos días, mi nombre es Janie Navarro. Soy una agente de real estate con Excel Realty. Puedo ayudarles con la compra y venta de su casa. Me encanta ayudar a mi comunidad España. Sé que puede ser difícil si no habla inglés. Llámame o mándame un texto y estaré lista para asistirles. 403-4215.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
It's time for Wiffle Ball.
That's right. I know it's the Diamond League song, but you can use that for the Wiffle Ball as well. As joining us this morning once again is Blake Holbein from the Holbein Wiffle Ball League. And if you don't remember, earlier in the year we had Blake on just kind of giving us a little scenario on the history of the Holbein Wiffle Ball League. And
this is serious stuff here.
It's very serious.
Very
stuff.
serious, yeah.
But this weekend is the championship weekend, and actually we're going to broadcast the championship game at 5 o'clock on Sunday, right here on 96.5 and also on 965thecave.com. You'll be able to
worldwide.
Worldwide, yes.
Yeah.
This is big stuff here. It's the exclusive. We're the exclusive media partner with the Holbein Wiffle Ball League. But, Blake, it's glad to have you in again, and we're excited for this weekend.
Yeah, my pleasure, Jeff. I'm excited, too. It's going to be awesome to have you guys out here. Definitely our first time with any kind of media broadcast live, so it'll be great.
Yeah, and since we're streaming and everything, too, I mean, this could get picked up and go viral somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. You know, Michigan is known for its wiffle ball, so we're trying to, get on the top tier rankings here.
Well, the season winds down this weekend. So how many games? What is the games that you guys have played this year? How many?
Let me see. 2, 4.
Actually, we got 6 weeks?
I think 10 games.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody's played 10 games. Here and there a forfeit, so maybe you don't get to play a game. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking through some of the stats and some of the league leaders, and so what do we got? The league leader in average. Where we got? Is it Ty Peck that he's?
Oh man. I know that we just posted a bunch of those, but they're probably...
what you sent me, I'm just trying to decipher through this holy cow level of stats that you guys have.
Yeah, that's the probably best way to put it. I'm going to pull them up on...
Well, he's got, his OBP is .683, so I'm trying to... There's not an actual...
I know. That's one thing I've actually been trying to work with is the stats. So essentially, if it's on our end and we have edit access, you can sort them. But if you don't have the edit access, you can't. So try to work with Google Sheets. We've been talking to them. Getting it figured out.
Well, the thing I'm looking at though is it's got Grant Holbein and Hudson Holbein above Blake. So that's not sure.
Yeah.
That means they're playing better than you?
You know, that we could put it that way. Okay, I just sorted it on my end. It looks like Simon Munger is actually the batting average leader. At
Okay.
637. But then, yeah, you got Ty Peck, Brad Hara. Ty Peck with 618, Brad Hara with a 611. So those are the top three, it looks like, right there. Ty Peck, obviously, an Adrian guy, and Brad, LCS graduate.
Well, we were talking a little bit. It looks like the possibility of the Final Four. We're kind of walking it down to that. And I know you're playing today and tomorrow to get to the Sunday championship games.
Yeah. So we've got 3 games tonight. We've had some. It's been interesting. The scheduling saga of issues continues as we've got people messaging us a couple days out saying, we've only got 3 people because somebody's going on vacation kind of thing. So we thought we were going to avoid these issues by having bigger rosters, but it appears that we're still having problems. So what we've done is a couple of teams, unfortunately, have had to forfeit. We're going to have one of the quarterfinal games is actually going to be tonight, so that should be a really good game. That'll be at 6:45 between Blow the Wiffle and then the winner of Game 1 between PBA and Butter Wiffles. So I think that Blow the Wiffle and potentially PBA, who's the higher-ranked team, that game could be a very good game. I think either one of those teams would have a shot to win it all. And then, really, I think the other couple teams that have a legitimate chance to win are the number 1 seed, Hogwarts School of Wifflery, obviously. My team is the number 2 seed. We are Super Wiffle Bros. And then the number 3 seed, I haven't really talked to you about them too much, but that's D's Whiffs. They will play in the nightcap tonight. I think they've got a good shot, too. But I know when we played them earlier this season, or at least the last game we played them, we won. So we'll see how it plays out.
Oh, and Deves. So those are some Adrian guys there with Jesse Nochi.
Yeah.
And there's some LCS sprinkled in, but we got the Peck boys, and then you've got some, Land and Hardy. They got some LCS guys sprinkled in.
Definitely, yeah. They're a very good team. I mean, we probably should have talked about them more, but obviously they got Ty Peck, who's, one of the leaders of the batting average, hitting 618, which is just craziness. And then they've got some really good pitching out of Jesse Noche. Unfortunately, I feel so bad for Jesse. He actually has been playing on a really bad knee situation. He went to the doctor, and it's partially torn, but he's kept playing.
Play hurt.
The trooper.
Yeah, so I feel so bad for him, but, I mean, he's one of their great players as well. But, yeah, they've got a good little squad. Austin Crowley, he's a college baseball player currently. So,
Blake, I got a question here for you. For our listeners out there that didn't hear the first interview that we had you on, kind of give us a little bit of some ground rules here on how many innings you play, how many players are on the team, and some of the mechanics.
Definitely. So, essentially, we have 5 to 8 players on a team. The field is about, you're 80 to 100 feet down the lines into center field, so that's about, the size of the field. We've got a strike zone that the pitchers will hit for it to be a strike. If it doesn't hit the strike zone, it's a ball. We also have a speed cap, which is kind of a unique rule, where we have a radar gun on every pitch. If you're over 60 miles per hour, it's a ball. So that's one thing that we've kind of experimented with. We're actually considering changing up a couple things for next year in terms of, last year the speed cap was 55. This year we bumped it up to 60. So I think 60 has definitely been better. We're even considering maybe allowing some different things where if you break the speed cap and it still hits the strike zone, you're not penalized as a pitcher, because that's the worst feeling as a pitcher, when you hit the strike zone and the gun comes up showing 61.
Now is this underhand or overhand?
Oh yeah, overhand, all overhand.
Okay.
Sure. So yeah, we'll make it move all over the place. We're throwing sliders, risers, drop balls, screw balls, you name it. But yeah, on the field we have the pitcher and then 3 defenders, and then essentially you bat whoever shows up. So you have to have a minimum of 4 players there from your roster, but if you have 5, 6, 7, 8, you would bat everybody that's there.
But you only have 4 on a pitcher and 3 defenders on the field.
On the field.
Okay,
correct.
So you can only have 4 on the field.
We have experimented with a pitcher and 4 infielders. We've done that actually during the last 2 All-Star games, and it's gone really well. So I would love to potentially do that in the future as just every game, but it's sometimes hard to just get the 4 people that you have to have to play, just because everybody's schedules are wild. So,
well, and as you said, I mean, you look at this. You're in Indiana. You have other players coming up from Cincinnati, and so I mean, people that have been in the league for a while. So it's not like you're just all in Lenawee County able to just play on a moment's notice.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. So, yeah,
that makes it a little hard. But we are going to be live on Sunday at 5. And one of your players who we don't think that her team's going to be making it to the finals. So the Carol Batkins are a little tough. But Libby Miller, who we actually had her in on the air with us last Friday, and figured she's familiar with the teams, with the rules, so she's gonna be my color commentator on Sunday evening. So
that'll be great.
That'll be fun to have a little more knowledge of that as well.
They might be a dark horse. They might fool some people too.
Yeah, they got some good players out there. So my Nikki Holbein, Grant's wife, she has done a lot for helping with the league this year as well, with keeping stats, keeping the book, and she got out on the mound last weekend, and she had a good little showing. So, it made me a proud brother-in-law to see some pitching out of my sister-in-law there. It looks like Grant's been working with her up there in Mason, Michigan. So,
is she on the Batkins team?
Yeah, she's on the Batkins with Libby. Yep.
That's too fun.
Very, very creative names for some of these teams.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing. I think we've maybe briefly talked about this before, but we do league awards, and we're actually voting on those right now. Today's the last day to vote. But we do best team theme as one of them, and I think Carol Batkins definitely has a good shot. They obviously off of the whole Netflix series, Tiger King, I had mentioned it before, but they came rolling in on their bikes with their flower crowns and a big plush tiger. I mean, how can you not love it? I hope they bring that same energy to the playoffs, because that was great.
That's too funny. But again, so it's going to be a fun time. Now, again, this is kind of only just because it's the neighborhood and stuff, kind of more just family gathering as far as fans in the arena. But again, we will be live, and you're going to stream it as well, right?
Yeah, we will. It'll be on our Facebook page, Holbein Wiffle Ball League. We'll be streaming it on there. We do have a group and a page, so make sure that you're on the page. And actually, I'm a little sad right now. So I just moved to a new house in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and came back very late last night. I think I got here at about 12:30 in the morning. And I have my GoPro camera, but I forgot my little monopod that's kind of like an extension that you can watch with really easily. So if anybody out there has a tripod or something that we could use, that would be great. I don't know if you guys maybe even do, but
I don't think so. But I know somebody out there, or somebody on your league has got to have one.
Yeah, I'm hoping actually maybe Jeff Jameson will, but we'll get it figured out. We'll get it hooked up so people can watch.
All right, so that's on the Holbein Wiffle Ball Facebook page then?
Yeah.
Live stream. So you can watch some of those games tonight and tomorrow, and then again the finals are at 5 o'clock, so you can tune in right here at 96.5 and stream it on 965 thecave.com.
I'm curious, what does the champion of this wiffle ball league get? Do they get a trophy, or do they?
Yeah, we do a trophy. It's usually, we've had some really cool trophies actually the last couple of years. I think Grant Barrington actually has basically built. I know last year for certain player awards he built them, and for the championship trophy he built it. So it's a pretty cool traveling trophy. So yeah.
Well,
and,
again,
all the glory.
Yeah,
all
there
the
you
pride.
go. Well, again, 5 o'clock. We'll be right here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. And Blake, we will see you out there on Sunday. We appreciate your time this morning, and we look forward to broadcasting this game Sunday at 5 right here on The Cave.
Well, my pleasure being on with you again. Thanks so much for having me, and I'm so excited to have you guys out. It's going to be a good time.
It will be. Thanks again. That's Blake Holbein from the Holbein Wiffle Ball League, and we're going to take a quick time out, talk a little bit more sports to round out the show here this morning, right here inside the Cave on 96.5.
Lenaway's Sports Lineup. It's all here on 96.5 The Cave.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor, and it's easier than ever to tap into the convenience of smart home technology during the Hunter Douglas Smart Shade Savings Event that's going on now through September 7th. Enjoy valuable rebates starting at $150 on qualifying purchases of Hunter Douglas motorized shades like insulating duet honeycomb shades or dramatic pirouette window shades or the revolutionary Sonnet cellular roller shades, all equipped with the advanced wireless technology of PowerView motorization. Using this smart technology, the associated smart hub, and the mobile devices you use every day, you can easily program your motorized shades to move automatically to the scenes and schedules you set. Plus, PowerView integrates easily with some of the most popular home automation systems, intelligent shades, and smart savings. Connect with rebates now through September 7th. Limitations and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
Hello, I'm Mike Basham, the new service manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. This month we are offering special pricing on oil changes, 10% off any brake service, and savings on our BG air conditioning system deodorizer and performance enhancer. Remember, the Suburban Care program gets you 3 oil changes, 3 tire rotations, and 3 multi-point inspections for one low price. Busy schedule? We offer full service on Saturdays from 8 until 2, and also a fleet of loaner vehicles with a reservation. Get your vehicle ready for summer at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
Summer bundles now available at D&P Communications. New customers get a 250 meg internet connection paired with D&P Connect Pro, the most complete whole home Wi-Fi experience available, for only $59.90 per month. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions may apply. Service not available in all areas. Superior service, exceptional results. D&P Communications.
A specialty pet store doesn't mean higher prices. At Red Mill Pet Supplies, it means a healthier selection. Our experienced staff will help make sure you get the best nutritional value for your pet, and our frequent buyer program will help you save when you shop with us. For your dogs, cats, small animals, fish, reptiles, and birds, all your pets need for a healthier, happier life can be found at Red Mill Pet Supplies, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and at redmillpetsupplies.com.
Summer has finally arrived, and now that it's here, you better believe hot, muggy days are on the horizon. That means you need your air conditioner working at peak performance. If it's not, chances are you haven't had it checked recently. Or perhaps your air conditioner has checked out and is simply not keeping you cool on those hot, muggy days. Citizens Gas Fuel Company in Adrian can help with an air conditioning inspection. Trained professionals from Citizens Gas will come out and perform a complete inspection of your air conditioning unit to make sure it is ready for this upcoming hot and muggy summer. So do not spend another day wishing that you were cool and comfortable. Call Citizens Gas Fuel Company at 517-265-2144 today and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Again, that phone number is 517-265-2144 and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Citizens Gas Fuel Company, your local gas company, and more.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Getting funky here
That's
on
right.
Friday morning.
We are.
Hey, I like it.
The Friday morning funk right here on
Nice, good
95.
beds in there.
Hey, and welcome back Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Pat Hayes with you on this Friday morning.
TGIF, going to be a great weekend.
That's right.
Nice weather.
Tigers got 3 more with the Reds. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then Monday.
Yeah, they had their way with them the last week.
Monday got the Cardinals.
Yeah, we're talking a little tougher now.
Yeah. So we'll
Cardinals
see.
got a good ball club, I think.
Yeah, we're 3 at home against the Reds, 2 at home with the Cardinals. Then we've got 2 away with the Cardinals and 3 at Pittsburgh. So,
you know who's really impressed me with the Tigers is this Soto.
Oh my goodness, I'm liking him.
100-mile-an-hour fastball.
He looks good. That's a guy that really, I
was impressed.
When you're trying to find some people, that's a good pickup that they had, and it's good to see players like that you're really not familiar with kind of come out and really do a great job so far. So it's nice to see, again, guys like him that can kind of come up and fit a roster spot that you're really not sure of, because we've had guys that you kind of knew about, those names that we haven't seen them yet.
Well, I can't wait for Casey Mize to come up.
Well, it could be soon now. I think they have to play.
Yeah, something about the contract.
Yeah, it's on their service time.
Yes.
So I think it's after 7 days.
Okay.
Then you can bring somebody up, and it won't count against a year of their service time.
They want him as long as they can.
Well, yeah, because you don't want their clock starting and then have to, re-sign them and free agent and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see who they maybe bring up after that. So it'll be interesting. Other news locally, too, the Detroit Pistons, they now have their own G League team that's going to be playing in Detroit. They've kind of been affiliated with the Drive out in Grand Rapids. They've sent guys back and forth through that as their affiliate. But they bought a team out, and they're going to have them playing. They helped pay for this new gym/arena, 3,000-seat arena on Wayne State's campus. So it's going to be Wayne State's new basketball arena, and they're going to have
a G League,
their own G League team right there. They agreed. They purchased the Northern Arizona Suns. The team will be rebranded and play in Wayne State's new basketball arena. It will open before the 2021-22 season. And the Grand Rapids Drive, again, kind of had a hybrid affiliation, will continue with the Pistons through the 2021 season. Afterward, the Drive will be independent, barring any affiliation, ownership, or related changes. So, I mean, they could pick up a affiliation with somebody But Gores really wanted to have their own, and they rebranded G League team will share the Pistons practice facility, enabling a greater level of collaboration between the rosters, which I think is a great thing. If you're going to, you got some guys that are teetering, and I think that the G League, we've seen now where some of these high school / college kids have decided not to go to college and opt out and play into the G League.
And I think where it's going to hurt college basketball.
It will some. I mean, but I still think you're only going to probably have a handful every year. But I think the thing about it is, if you're doing that, and if the G League is kind of growing in some of that popularity, and you're going to have some kids that may go back and forth on those two-way contracts between, the NBA and the G League, and if you're practicing in the same facility, you're going to be able to use the same training facility, training staff, diet, everything like that, and they're going to be able to watch you and keep you right there in that same spot. Why wouldn't you want to be part of a team like that?
Exactly. And, it's a real incentive for kids to go to the G League now because of the pay scale.
Mm-hmm.
So, $500,000 is, I think, the tops.
Yeah.
But
I think, like they're saying here, we have a great partnership in Grand Rapids, but we really felt from two aspects. From a basketball standpoint, we needed to have our team because we build a young team. We so many players that need to develop. We felt it needed to be in close proximity to our NBA team, and for us to further our community efforts, we saw the G League as an opportunity to amplify our involvement in making a difference in the community, and partnership with Wayne State does both of those things. So, I mean, to help build an arena that Wayne State's going to be able to use, that's going to be nice. But in addition to paying rent to Wayne State to use its new $25 million facility, which the Pistons partnered to build, the team and administrators will create programs and internship opportunities for students in sports marketing, community relations, physical therapy, rehabilitation, sports and entertainment, and business operations. So, that's a little hand-in-hand with Wayne State going, okay, we have this facility now. We're going to be doing different things with it, so let's do some learning around it as well. So that's kind of cool. And Dwayne Casey, he loves the fact, he's very excited about it, saying that it was a bit inconvenient because you're asking a young man to practice or jump in a car and drive 2.5 hours, from Grand Rapids to come back if they want to work out, if they want to rehab somebody or practice, they want to watch them. So now when you're right there in the same facility, same training room, same everything, you can watch everything that they're doing. You can work with them, help them get better in their deficiencies. And so I think that's a definite win-win. I know at first I was like, wait a minute, why are you going to have a G League right there in town? But the more you read about it and the more you see things happening with this, it's pretty cool.
That may open some more, media opportunities too. Broadcast some of these G League games, and because you got some pretty good players that are going to be playing there.
Yeah,
and why doesn't a guy that just signed the 5-star that just signed from Michigan State why doesn't he go to a G League?
Well, some of them want to go to college. Some of them don't think they're ready yet.
Yeah.
It's and that's that 5-star. Which one? The one that came in, the big
Enoch,
guy from Canada.
Yeah,
from Mississauga.
Boakye.
Yeah. So he's a guy that he's coming in from Canada, and that he's a guy that could probably say, I'm going to take some college and get better. Some of those guys don't play maybe the same
caliber
competition.
teams, yeah.
Exactly. So they're trying to get better now. So, but I think it was just an interesting thing where I read that because like Dwayne Casey talked about when he was with Oklahoma City Thunder's front office and Troy Weaver. Weaver was, in the front office with Oklahoma City. He's now the Pistons GM.
Mm-hmm.
In 2014, they moved the Oklahoma City's G League team into Oklahoma City and moved them from Tulsa. So it was a 90-minute drive, and they moved them, and they said it was unbelievable how much it helped having them right underneath your same roof, basically. Again, teaching guys, having guys that are on those two-way contracts, and then just being able
like
to...
a taxi squad.
Yeah, it is. Well, and you got to think about it too. You know, how many times maybe you might be having guys that are practicing or hurt, and going, okay, here, let's do this. You guys, the main Pistons, you got a banged up knee a little bit, or you're hurting a little bit. Okay, you guys sit out. You're going to practice with these guys, so you have more opportunities. To maybe scrimmage a little more, bring some other guys in, rest some other people, but at the same time, get these guys some good experience in that. So I think it's a pretty cool scenario that you can bring these guys along with a new G League team. It's tough for the Drive in Grand Rapids because they're trying to grow their own brand, and having them be part of the Pistons franchise to say, okay, hey, the young guys from Detroit that you're going to see in a couple of years, come watch them here in Grand Rapids. That helps probably market them. But I think you're going to have a thing now where they may hook up with somebody else, but I think for the Detroit area and the Metro Detroit area, it's a nice addition to what's going on over there.
Yeah.
So
all kinds of stuff happening. Hey,
that's right.
Don't forget, Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we've got Lenawee Christian taking on the Adrian Maples in Diamond League action. Things are starting to tighten up here as we come down to the last couple weeks of the season. And
these games are crucial right now.
They are very crucial, and so you can hear them all right here on 96.5 The Cave. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. right after the huge show. And then, of course, on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Yep, and then again, Sunday afternoon, don't forget, we'll be at the Wiffle Ball game live here at 5 o'clock. Excited to call that game, and it'll be fun to see the action out there. I've watched some of their videos, and it's amazing what some of these guys can do with these wiffle balls.
There's no paid admission either.
No. But it's amazing what they can do with these wiffle balls, and so it'll be fun out there again. Myself, along with Libby Miller,
should be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy it. So they got the semifinals on Sunday, leading up to the 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on the air, probably 5:15 first pitch for that.
Hey, have fun
that game out there. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So again. Go enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you.
A good show here.
I'll be back on Tuesday with that guy that I do it with.
Yep, and I'll be here on with John Roberts on Monday morning. So we'll see you then right here on 96.5 The Cave.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day, to the people working at our grocery stores. We are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams, working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3D PT, because people matter.
I have a theory why people love Culver's chicken tenders, and it's not just because they go great with an ice-cold Pepsi. First, it's the quality of our chicken. These are thicker, bursting with more flavor, whole white meat chicken tenders. The difference is, Culver's chicken is raised with the best feed in a comfortable environment. Next, you can have them any way you want. Try original or go buffalo, then get the dipping with your favorite sauces.
It's not theory, it's fact. Culver's Original and Buffalo Chicken Tenders are perfect with a Pepsi. Welcome to delicious.
Is your asphalt driveway cracking? Does it need maintenance? After years of wear and tear, this is Rocky from K&B Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. We do seal coating, hot rubber crack filling, and unlike others, we also do our own striping, patching, and paving. We are your one-stop shop for all your driveway and parking lot needs. We have 25 years of expertise and are fully insured for commercial and residential work. Visit us online or call 264-2541 for more information. At K&B Asphalt, we pledge to keep our customers satisfied by providing expert service with quality materials at a competitive price.
Are your floors screaming for a makeover? If so, O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering in Tecumseh, with their combined 160 years of experience, wants to help. O'Connor & Sons sell and install many styles of floor covering. They have the area's largest selection of luxury vinyl tile and planks, which are completely waterproof. O'Connor & Sons also carries Cali Bamboo, which are the world's hardest floors. Pet problems? No worries. They have pet-proof carpet that is guaranteed against all pet stains. O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering on Russell Road in Tecumseh. Call them at 423-6170, or for more information, check them out on Facebook at O'Connor & Sons Flooring.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports.